Fatima returns home. The episode starts with Fatima finally returning home after everything that happened in the hospital, and right away the tension feels different. She's exhausted, pregnant, emotional, and clearly trying to regain some control over her life. But standing outside the house is Deja, and instantly the energy changes. Deja immediately starts joking around, bringing up the fight with Leslie from earlier in the season, and honestly the callback was hilarious. The moment she says she doesn't remember because she hit her head too many times had me laughing, because it perfectly reminded fans why Deja is such a chaotic but entertaining character. But then things suddenly take a turn when Fatima notices a strange man nearby, and without hesitation, she pulls out her. That moment alone showed everybody that pregnant or not, Fatima is still not someone to play with. And just when viewers thought things were calming down, the real surprise gets revealed. Zach hires a bodyguard. The mysterious man introduces himself as Charles, the bodyguard Zach secretly hired to protect Fatima. Now on paper, Zach's decision makes sense. Leslie is still dangerous, tensions are high, and he wants to keep Fatima and the baby safe. But at the same time, this is exactly what makes Zach such a frustrating character sometimes. Every time it feels like he's doing something thoughtful, he somehow creates another problem in the process. Instead of talking to Fatima first, he makes another decision for her, and you can immediately tell she's irritated. Still, Fatima surprisingly keeps her composure better than most people probably would in that situation. And honestly, that patience would be tested even more later in the episode. Connie's devastating reveal. After the intro theme plays, the episode shifts into one of the heaviest moments of the night. Connie is seen digging through the burned remains of her home after the fire, completely broken emotionally. And when she calls Zach, everything changes. She reveals that she has stage 2 cancer, and on top of that, social services took her children away after the fire. That scene hit hard because for the first time in a long time, Connie genuinely felt vulnerable instead of defensive. Zach immediately drops everything to go help her, and honestly, viewers could already tell this decision was going to create tension with Fatima. Because while Zach's intentions were good, the timing could not have been worse. Fatima versus her emotions. When Zach calls Fatima to explain why he won't be coming home early, the disappointment on her face says everything. This woman just got out of the hospital. She wants comfort, peace, and time with her fiancé, but instead he's rushing off to help his ex. And honestly, Angela reacted exactly the way most fans probably reacted watching the scene. The moment Angela hears Zach is with Connie, she instantly starts questioning everything. But what made this scene so important was how mature Fatima handled it. Old Fatima probably would have spiraled instantly, but this version of Fatima shuts the drama down before it can grow. She refuses to let Angela plant seeds in her head, and that character growth was honestly one of the best parts of the episode. Still, even though Fatima tried staying calm, viewers could feel the pressure building underneath the surface. Jeremiah's powerful rehab scenes. One of the biggest surprises of the episode was Jeremiah. Even though he had limited screen time, his scenes carried so much emotional weight. Jeremiah returns to rehab, hoping for another chance after previously walking away from the program Zach paid for. And watching him finally admit he wants help felt like a major turning point for his character. The withdrawal scenes were painful to watch because they felt real. The shaking, the fear, the desperation, all of it showed somebody truly battling addiction instead of running from it. And then came the prayer scene. When Jeremiah asked God to help him through the pain while holding the nurse's hand, it honestly became one of the most emotional moments in the entire episode. But knowing he won't appear in season 5 suddenly makes his storyline feel even more mysterious and honestly a little worrying. Angela steals the scene. Angela absolutely stole every scene she was in. From flirting with Charles the bodyguard to defending Fatima emotionally, she brought comedy and truth at the exact same time. She completely understood why Fatima was upset, but she also wasn't afraid to point out how suspicious Zach's actions looked from the outside. And honestly, she wasn't wrong. Because let's be real for a second, your pregnant fiancé just got released from the hospital, and instead of being home with her, you're spending the night helping your ex? That situation would make almost anybody uncomfortable. But once again, Fatima shocked everybody with how understanding she was trying to be, and somehow things got even crazier from there. Zach brings Connie home. The moment Zach asked if Connie could stay the night, the entire episode changed. Even Angela looked stunned. And honestly, this scene perfectly captured why fans constantly call Zach a walking contradiction. He genuinely wants to help people, but he keeps making reckless, emotional decisions without thinking about the consequences first. Still, once Connie's cancer situation is fully explained, Fatima immediately softens. That's what made this episode so powerful. Instead of turning the situation into jealousy and screaming, the episode focused on compassion, maturity, and emotional conflict. Fatima allowing Connie to stay despite everything happening proved once again why she might be one of the strongest women Tyler Perry has written in years. But even peaceful moments in Zatima never stay peaceful for long. The funniest moment of the episode. One of the funniest moments came when Fatima started assigning chores to Charles after Zach hired him as a bodyguard. But nothing topped Zach yelling, "Fatima, don't you waddle away from me." That line completely caught me off guard. After so much tension and emotional drama, the episode desperately needed a lighter moment, and that scene delivered perfectly. It reminded fans why Zach and Fatima's chemistry works so well. Even during stressful situations, they still managed to feel natural together. But just when it looked like the episode was finally calming down, the ending delivered one last emotional punch. The final moments. The episode ends in the middle of the night when Zach and Fatima suddenly hear a loud commotion downstairs. Zach immediately grabs his and Fatima refuses to stay behind. That moment alone said everything about their relationship. They move together no matter what danger comes their way. But once they reach downstairs, they find Connie collapsed on the floor, violently sick from the chemotherapy treatments. And suddenly, all the tension from earlier disappears. Instead of anger or frustration, Zach and Fatima both comfort Connie as she breaks down physically and emotionally. And honestly, that final scene perfectly summarized the entire episode. Pain, compassion, stress, loyalty, fear, everything collided at once. And if episode is only the beginning of season 4B, fans seriously are not prepared for what's coming next.